where it alerted the nation on the schemes of some opposition elements who are working to scaffold the 2019 polls through widespread violence. The statement has that these elements are planning to make use of the insurgents and criminal elements within and outside the country to scaffold the election and then push for an interim government, having realized they cannot win free, fair, and credible and peaceful election. Lai Mohammed explained that Nigerians and the international community should take seriously the assurance of credible and violence-free election that has been consistently given by President Muhammadu Buhari, a tried and tested Democrat and a globally acclaimed man of integrity. Information Minister says he believes the current administration is very confident of victory in the forthcoming elections, pointing out that a party that was not so desperate as to rig elections while in opposition has no business rigging election or perpetrating violence now that it is enjoying massive support of the citizenry. Well, Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo has assured Nigerians of the determination of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration to consolidate on his past achievements if voted into power. The Vice President gave the assurance during the continuation of his door-to-door campaign in Lagos, where he visited the former governor of the state, Alhaji Lateef Jakonde. Nusa Osula reports.
The Vice President, who was in Lagos for the continuation of his door-to-door campaign to Ifako, Agege, Mushin, and Surulere local government areas, visited the former Lagos State Governor in his Ilupeju residence in the state. The Vice President thereafter held a closed-door meeting with close members of Jakonde's family, with APC governorship candidate Babajide Sanwo-Olu in attendance. Addressing clergymen as well as Christian faithful at the Adeni Ikoka Memorial Chapel in Ifako, Agege, Professor Osinbajo said that corruption remains the major challenge of Nigeria, and the President Muhammadu Buhari administration will not relent in its fight against the blight.
Our country is always challenged by its leadership and by the type of leadership that it has. Several people have said the reason why our country is the way it is because of religion, is because of ethnicity and all that. I believe very strongly that but the Almighty God giving me a chance to be Vice President of Nigeria and also giving me a chance to act at various times as President of Nigeria. He wanted to give me a chance as a representative of the Church of the Lord Jesus Christ to understand certain things about our country and to be able to do certain things to correct some of those things.
The Vice President also visited some houses and markets in Mushin and Surulere local government areas. Despite heavy presence of security operatives, party faithful and supporters in their thousands came out to welcome the Vice President and expressed their support for him and his principal, President Muhammadu Buhari. In Lagos, Nusa Osula, NTA News.
Provision of adequate security devoid of political interest and partiality by the police during elections has been described as an essential characteristic of free and fair election. This was disclosed during a training and capacity building program on democratic and election security management for the Nigerian police force. Isa Awesu brings us the rest of the story.
Over the years, the presence of security agents during elections has been pivotal for monitoring of election process, prevention of violence, among others, so as to achieve a credible election. As part of measures to make the 2019 general elections free, fair, and violence-free, officers of the Nigerian police force are being trained on how to ensure a peaceful conduct of the exercise. The guest speaker and security experts present at the seminar with the team Democratic Policing and Election Security Management charged the police officers not to be biased in the discharge of their duty during the election process.
Remain alert. You are beat wherever you are posted. Fairness, be fair. Be fair to all parties. Please not back any political party. Don't back any political party, no matter how you are tempted. Do your work professionally.
Police are determined and are willing and are able to do the job in line with the mandate, knowing full well that any police officer who goes outside the constitution or the rule of the game will have himself to be blamed.
Before the election, during the election, after the election, we have a lot to do. Most especially in compliance substantially to the electoral laws, guiding us, the civility to the member of the public, adherence to rule of law.
Earlier, the Lagos State Police Commissioner received the new Brigadier Commander 9 Brigade Ikeja, Brigadier General Abiodun Lagbaja, where both officers promised to synergize towards effective security of lives and property in the state before, during, and after the elections.
The fact that we work together to secure lives and property within the metropolis, and considering that we have a very important task ahead, the 2019 general election, and that is why I'm here as part of my familiarization visit of our military establishment and offices of security agencies in Lagos.
I know your tenure is going to be very, very successful, and I'm counting on your support, just as I pledge my cooperation to you and your units.
In Lagos, Isa Awisu, NTA News.
As Nigerians prepare to go to the polls come 2019 general elections, political parties seem to intensify their campaign through a new strategy known as door-to-door campaign. Our political correspondents sought the opinion of Lagos residents on what they think about this new trend. Felicia Nwosu brings us details.
Door-to-door campaign, which is also known as canvassing, is a systematic initiation of direct contact with individuals or communities used during campaign by political parties. It is done for many reasons, such as grassroots fundraising, community awareness, membership drives, and more. To share the message of the campaign, which is the idea that the party wants the electorate to benefit from, in form of its policy issues, there is need to frequently repeat their messages in order to create a lasting impression with the voter. And this is through door-to-door campaign. But what do Lagos residents think about this trend?
It's okay, it's welcome because it's just one of those ways. The people also would probably know who is representing them. Actually, it's actually very good in terms of grassroots.
Campaign is all about winning voters or selling your agenda to the voters. As much as the INEC has lifted the ban on campaign, there's nothing wrong with door-to-door campaign.
There are two types of door-to-door campaign activity. The first is simply referred to as door-to-door. Here, the candidate or volunteer goes up to knock on the voter's door to engage in personalized contact in order to identify his party's or candidate supporters, persuading to decide by choosing his party in order to increase the number of voters in their voters list. This particular method of campaigning is also known as the core element of what political campaigners call the grand game, and many political parties are adopting it. While the second type is the lit drop. This is where the candidate goes to voters' home to leave a piece of campaign literature, but does not knock on the door.
Doing door-to-door, it's possible that two people that are different, two parties that are different may meet each other along the road, and it may cause anything else.
That is their strategy. Every political party is looking for now canvassing for votes from Nigerians to help to vote for them. But on the day of election, before now, everybody has who to vote for. Everybody have already formed their opinion on what political party or individuals that have the interest of the nation at heart.
Well, the political parties are at the discretion to decide which method of campaign is good for them. So if they decide to go by door-to-door, so far they are not in any way infringing on the right of people's right to privacy. Okay? If it is what they consider fit and best for them, then they should go by it, as far as no law is breached.
Others suggested that whatever method of campaign activity a party adopts, it must be done within the ambit of the law. In Lagos, Felicia Nwosu, NTA News.
You are watching the news at 7 right here on NTA Lagos Channel 10. Still ahead, Federal High Court in Lagos sentences INEC staff to 7 years imprisonment. Details after the break. Join us again.
Political talk, political talk, political talk. This is to invite all governorship, senatorial, and House of Representatives candidates to participate in NTA Lagos Channel 10's Political Talk. The program, which is free of charge, is intended to enable the candidates sell their party's manifesto to the electorate. Recording of the program takes place between 1 to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday. For inquiries, call Manager News and Current Affairs on 0708 051 6197.
Hate speech is not a joke. It incites genocide and crimes against humanity. Most of Africa's civil wars are caused by hate speech from one tribe against another. We don't want it here. The Nigerian government stands firm against hate speech.
I was distressed to notice that some of the comments, especially in the social media, have crossed our national red lines by daring to question our collective existence as a nation. This is a step too far.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one nation, one people.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
Well, thank you for staying tuned. You are watching the news at 7 here on NTA Lagos Channel 10. Lagos residents have called on the Independent National Electoral Commission to ensure proper enlightenment of prospective voters on how to cast their votes in the forthcoming general elections. Adaobi Obiechina tells us more.
Ahead of the forthcoming general elections, the Independent National Electoral Commission drew out modalities that will ensure better voting process for the citizens. Among them are the permission to vote with any of the fingers. For those that would be having issues with identifying what political parties to vote for, INEC has numbered all political parties for easy identification and casting of votes. Speaking with some residents of these changes, they say it is a welcome development.
Concerning what you said now, it's a good idea, and I see that the INEC are doing well in that area.
Like the last election, you want to vote, you will be looking for PDP. You will be looking for PDP. You will stand the wasting time tracing the line to see where PDP is, or APC, or any other party. But now I thank God the way they have modified things and the way things are going, that you just know that PDP is just number 10. You just go straight to number 10, and APC is just number this, and you just go straight to it. That's wonderful. I just like the way you people have modified it. It's okay. It's okay.
A politician, however, said, although the parties are taking it upon themselves to sensitize the residents, INEC needs to do more.
Well, INEC has the, how do I put it? INEC has the electoral body. I mean, the body that is charged with the elections and electoral education. For me, they have not done enough. But we don't want to take that as an excuse, We'll do our best. We'll tell our people what to do. We'll tell our voters, our sympathizers, how to go about it. But for me, INEC is not doing enough.
The consensus is that as the elections are drawing nearer, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, should do more in educating residents on the proper ways to vote. In Lagos, Adobe Obiechina, NTA News.
The Lagos State Deputy Governor, Dr. Idiat Adebule, has called on foreign investors to continue to see Lagos as their investment destination as government is ready to collaborate with them in different sectors of the economy. The deputy governor made the call while receiving the ambassador of the Republic of Poland in Alausa, Ikeja, Lagos. Thomas Obetere has details.
The Lagos State Deputy Governor, Dr. Idiat Adebile, who received the ambassador of the Republic of Poland to Nigeria on behalf of the Lagos State government, said the Lagos State government is ready to partner with Poland in the areas of agriculture, education, and green energy.
In the area of collaboration, I think going back, the area of agricultural, marine, of course, power generation from coal and rest. I think over the years, we will still continue to do this and continue to collaborate to ensure that we provide the best for our people. I call it more that the trust of our collaboration basically from political and then the economic area as well. Because over the years, in Lagos and then Nigeria have also been consulted the Polish government on the issue of policies.
The ambassador of Poland to Nigeria, Tola Chanaliska, said the essence of the visit is to seek for areas of mutual collaboration with Lagos State being the economic hub of Nigeria.
The sense of our visit is to emphasize our bilateral relations between Poland and Nigeria, which are long-standing, and we would like to emphasize that there are still many avenues for further cooperation in different fields: marine and naval construction, IT, green technologies, environmental protections, and education. There are many fields in which we can still do more for the common benefit of our two countries.
The deputy governor later presented a gift to the ambassador on behalf of the Lagos State government. In Lagos, Thomas Obetere, NTA News.
The Federal High Court sitting in Lagos State has sentenced the former INEC staff Christian Wosu and Tijani Bashir to 7 years imprisonment for accepting gratification and money laundering. Vera Chiwumba has details.
The EFCC had arraigned Christian Wosu, INEC administrative staff in Kwara State, and Tijani Bashir, an INEC official, on an amended 39-count charge. Both were arraigned for accepting bribe from the former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Desiani Alison Madueke. EFCC counsel told the court that the defendants conspired to directly take possession of 264 million naira, which they reasonably ought to have known form parts of process of unlawful act, gratification. Wosu, who had initially pleaded guilty to receiving 30 million naira bribe from Desiana to rig 2015 general election results, at his arraignment in April 2017, changed his plea to not guilty when he was rearranged. Tijani Bashir was accused of indirectly taking possession of and retaining 164 million naira and also concealed 30 million naira. Justice Mohammed Idris held that the prosecution proved the case beyond reasonable doubt. The judge, however, could not pass sentence on Wosu because he was absent due to ill health. Justice Idris also ordered forfeiture of his property in Asaba, worth 25 million naira, as well as 5 million naira cash, while Bashir is also to lose his property in Asaba. In Lagos, Vera Chumba, NTA News.
Thanks for staying tuned. You're watching the news at 7 on NTA Lagos Channel 10. The news go for a break at this juncture. When we return, there will be more stories. We're asking you to join us again.
Together, send me the moon of my boy. Money more, forever. You want him more young, you want him more fair. I will love you till I die.
Welcome back. You're watching the news at 7 on NTA Lagos Channel 10. Judges at the various levels of courts have been charged to expedite action in adjudication on maritime cases because of their strategic nature to attract investments and create jobs for Nigerians. Director General of Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, Dr. Dakuku Peterside, made the appeal at the 8th Strategic Admiralty Law Seminar for Judges in Lagos. Our correspondent, Vera Chiwumba, has details.
The maritime industry has been identified as one of the key drivers of the nation's economy, given its potential. This and the need to sensitize judges on the contemporary maritime issues within and outside jurisdiction informs the convergence of judges and maritime experts in Lagos.
An exposure to a seminar like this will enable judges to know the strategic importance of the admiralty business.
Maritime matters are extremely urgent. They should be given immediate priority.
The Director General of NIMASA said 40 conventions of International Maritime Organization and International Labour Organization on maritime safety have been rectified, of which 19 have been domesticated and incorporated into Merchant Shipping Act, currently undergoing amendment.
Investors will not put their funds where they are not sure of a dispute resolution system.
For quality adjudication of processes in the maritime sector, judges must continue to receive special training to enhance their handling of technical cases. In Lagos, Vera Chumuba, NTA News.
Managing Director of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, FIDET, or KIRIA, says the Lagos-Ibadan rail project is on track for completion in March. He stated this during a trial train ride from Papalanto to Abeokuta.
The first assessment stop of the team was at Iju, where work has advanced as the right-of-way for the tracks have been graded and paved with stones. At Ijoko, a handful of observers were recording the progress on their phones while the train tracks are being laid.
By laying 1.5 kilometers every day, we hope by 7 days they will get to that spot, and another 2 days to compact and ballast.
Further down the road at Papalanto were these coaches waiting to take us the remaining step of the way, our destination, Abeokuta via rail. As we got on the train, the excitement was that of hope as passengers are set to experience comfort and its prospects for a faster, safer, alternative mode of transportation, while others took the opportunity to nap. The train ride revealed the huge progress and a bit of projection into the social economic implication when the service becomes operational.
If you have a track passing, just look around. You have a lot of virgin land. You have a lot of places. You've not talked of what? Farm products that can be moved by the rail.
And more peaceful to go by rail. So I think a lot of people patronize the system or the service. And we are also planning ahead to add more coaches.
There is so much to look forward to before operations begin, but government says it is committed to delivering the project before the end of March this year. In Lagos, Dotun Ogunyemi, NTA News.
Well, that's the size of the package this evening on your NTA Lagos Channel 10. Once a big thank you for watching. Well, from my sign language interpreter, Bayonle Olaoluwa, and the rest of the news production team, I am Israel Ifirobo. Good night.
Thank you.